A train is moving toward Chicago on the tracks. Captain Colter Stevens, an army pilot, suddenly wakes up. He wakes up on the train completely confused about where he is. A woman named Christina begins talking to him. She calls him Sean, which confuses him even more. Colter looks through the train, distracted by every movement. He's so disoriented he doesn't respond to anyone. The conductor approaches and asks for his ticket. Colter ignores him completely, lost in confusion. Christina tries to help him find his ticket. But Colter is jumpy and nervous with her as well. She asks him why he's acting so strange today, but Colter tells her that he doesn't know who she is. This statement clearly confuses Christina. He gets up and goes outside the car for a second. Colter is desperately trying to figure out where he is, but he comes back to his seat next to Christina. Suddenly, he sees his reflection in the window. The reflection shows a completely different face. Colter panics and rushes to the toilet immediately. He looks at himself in the mirror closely. He's seeing someone completely different staring back. Colter opens the wallet and sees the same guy there. The ID confirms this is not his face. Christina is waiting for him in front of the toilet. He tells her that he neither knows Sean nor her. He insists he's never met either of them before. Suddenly, the entire train explodes violently. Colter wakes up in a completely different place. He's inside some kind of small, dark chamber. He hears a female voice telling him something. She says he's with beleaguered castle. The voice asks if he's functional and operational. Colter is still confused and can't answer properly. He can't answer any of the questions she's asking. The disembodied voice only wants to know about the train. She wants to know what happened on it. She also asks where the explosion came from. Colter asks her who she is desperately. The woman tells Colter that he already knows that. She tells him they will rebuild his memory pattern. She begins a mnemonic procedure to help him remember. The woman reads him a passage from something. Accompanying visuals appear on the screen before him. Colter isn't paying attention to the exercises. He's trying to get himself out of the seat. The woman continues with the memory exercises anyway. Suddenly, he remembers parts of the exercise clearly. He repeats back what he had heard before. She asks for her name, testing his memory. Colter calls her Goodwin, remembering now. Dr. Rutledge shows up briefly on the monitor. He's checking something on his equipment. Then Colter asks to talk to his father immediately. Goodwin interrupts him before he can continue. She continues to ask him about the bomb. She asks about the bomb on the train specifically. Goodwin tells him that Christina calling him another name is incidental. It doesn't matter what she called him. Colter doesn't know who bombed the train yet. So Goodwin tells him he will go back inside. He'll go back for 8 minutes again. Colter thinks that he's in a simulation, but Goodwin will not give him any information. She won't tell him about his status or location. She just insists that he find information about the train. She says, "Find the bomb, and you find the bomber." Christina is telling him about her life plans. She says she gave her notice at work recently. She'll be taking the LSAT exam soon. Colter hears a soda can open nearby. A woman accidentally spills coffee on his shoe. Colter says it's the same train, but somehow different. Christina understands this as some deep philosophical statement. He activates a timer on his watch. Colter says everything looks so realistic to him. He's still convinced he's in a simulation. Colter looks around for the possible bomber. He jumps over to a guy on the train. Christina tells Colter that he's a comedian. She has no idea he was looking for the bomber. Colter looks around the train searching carefully. He's searching for something out of the ordinary. He sees a student give back someone their wallet. Colter steps back on the train, thinking. He remembers that the explosion came from behind him. He goes into the toilet and looks through it. Colter notices that the vent has been tampered with. He opens it carefully and finally finds the bomb. Colter begins talking to Goodwin out loud. He thinks she can hear him and instruct him. He wants instructions on the next steps with the bomb. Colter leaves the bomb exactly how he found it. He gets another idea on how to find the bomber. He goes back into the passenger cart. Colter lies to the people there about his identity. He says he's transit security investigating something. He tells them there's been some kind of security breach. He orders everyone to stop using all electronic devices. No one really believes him at all. When he sees a man still on his laptop, he acts. Colter closes the laptop for him forcefully. Then he breaks the man's jaw with a punch. Christina runs over to the man to help him. Colter says not to worry about it. He says neither he nor she are real people. The train explodes again violently. Colter is suddenly back in the capsule. Goodwin tells him to stabilize and lower his pulse. She asks if he found the bomb on the train. Colter tells her that he did find it, but he asks to speak to Dr. Rutledge. He's figured out that Rutledge is her commanding officer. Colter thinks he was in Afghanistan just 2 days before, but Goodwin says that was actually 2 months ago. He's still confused, but replies to her questions. She tells him that he's not in a simulation. She insists that real lives are at stake. Colter wants to know more before continuing. He demands more information about the mission. Goodwin asks Rutledge if she can tell him anything. When he confirms that she can, Goodwin reveals something. She tells him the train he was on had already exploded. It exploded that morning, killing everyone aboard. More attacks like that one are currently underway. Sean Fentress was on that train when it exploded, and Colter is somehow him now. Colter doesn't understand yet what this means, but she keeps pushing for information from him. Colter tells her where he found the bomb. He also describes what kind of detonator it operated with. Goodwin explains that the detonation was planned carefully. It was planned to occur when a freight train was passing. This would engulf both vehicles in the explosion. The bomber must have been close enough to see this. He had to see when that would happen to detonate. She tells him to concentrate on the passengers. He should focus only on tasks she's given him. They send Colter back to the train again. He wakes on the train mid-conversation. The woman spills coffee on Christina's shoes this time. Christina is very kind about it to the woman. Colter comments on her kindness and compassion. He believes she's a real person now. Colter asks the conductor about passenger behavior. The conductor replies that Colter is the one looking strange. Then he asks Christina if someone looks suspicious. He tells her to sit next to him. He says to think of it as a game. Christina jokes around about all the people in the car. She naturally doesn't take him seriously at all. She comments that he knows the people better than her. Suddenly, Colter notices a guy coming out of the bathroom. Christina comments that they're going into racial profiling now. She tells him something important about the bathroom. She says he's the only other person she'd seen coming out. This makes Colter think for a second. He looks through Sean's things quickly, but he only finds her name in his notebook. Colter wants to go after the guy he saw earlier. He makes Christina come with him reluctantly. Colter tells her to wait outside the station. He follows the guy inside the washroom. Colter can hear the man getting sick in a stall. He inspects him, making him really uncomfortable. The guy leaves with Colter following after him. Colter joins him at the bench where he's sitting. He asks to borrow the man's phone. The guy asks to be left alone and leaves. Colter attacks him and demands to see his phone. Colter thinks that the guy may be the bomber. Not completely convinced, he goes after him again. The man pushes Colter onto the tracks below. Colter doesn't get up in time from the tracks. He's hit by an oncoming train violently. Colter awakens in the capsule again, but neither can he hear beleaguered castle, nor can they hear Colter calling out. The place feels freezing cold suddenly. Everything begins shutting down around him. The man working with Goodwin tells her something. He says Colter is in serious trouble. They both go to see Rutledge immediately. The doctor tells them something about Colter's situation. He says no one has ever been in a situation like this. They should keep sending signals to him. They need to see if he responds to any of them. Meanwhile, Colter finds a toolkit in the capsule. He manages to restart the power in the place. He begins hearing distorted voices from outside. Rutledge is sitting down on Goodwin's computer. Colter hears her reading the passage to him. He calls out to her as Rutledge prepares to leave. The doctor talks to him directly now. He tells Colter that he invented this thing. He confirms that he's in charge of everything. Colter tells him he saved a passenger from the train. Goodwin comes back and continues the conversation. She tells him saving the people is outside his mission. Colter insists that Christina survived the explosion, but Rutledge explains something crucial. She survived only in the source code. When asked by Colter what that means, Rutledge explains. He tries to simplify it for Colter to understand. Source code is not a time travel machine. It's something more similar to time reassignment. Colter can only go back there and report. He reports what he has seen in a parallel reality. It's through the eyes of Sean Fentress, his link. Colter insists that he saved Christina, so Goodwin asks for her name and looks online. She tells Colter that Christina died that morning. Christina died on the train with everyone else. Colter still doesn't understand the situation, but they need to send him back again immediately. There's a second suspected attack in Chicago. The attack will be in the center of Chicago. They think the bombers will activate a dirty bomb, so the city is being evacuated right now. The army thinks if he finds who bombed the train, something will change. The second attack might be prevented. Before they send him back, Goodwin tells him something. She tells him about a handgun on the train. She authorizes him to use every force necessary. When Colter wakes up on the train, he's disappointed. He's very disappointed to see Christina there. They talk a little and something becomes apparent. He's slowly falling in love with her. Colter has a mission though and gets up. He goes looking for the gun Goodwin mentioned. He finds it exactly where Goodwin told him. Unfortunately, the conductor catches him immediately. The conductor catches him getting into the safe. Colter points the gun at the conductor, but the second conductor electrocutes him from behind. Colter wakes up on the train again. He sees Christina next to him asking what happened. He doesn't know what to tell her now. Colter knows he's running out of time fast, so he asks her a philosophical question. He asks what she would do with 1 minute left to live. Colter tells her he would call his dad. He would tell his dad he's sorry for everything. Christina tells him that everything will be okay. The bomb explodes on the train again. Before he wakes up in the capsule, something happens. Colter has some strange visions involving Christina. He tells Goodwin the gun wasn't the best idea. He says he wants to speak to his dad. She brushes him off, saying she will try. Colter asks her how he is doing physically. He doesn't understand the process anymore. Goodwin moves aside to show him something. She shows him where he is being kept. She tells him she hasn't been on the other side. She hasn't been on the other side of the source code. The specifications are tremendously narrow for a viable candidate. Goodwin doesn't want to waste more time. After she assures him that he's doing good, she acts. She sends him back to check through passengers' things. Colter is back on the train and gets to work faster. He draws the military patch Goodwin showed him. Christina approaches him curiously. Colter asks her to look for his friend. He gives her his real name to search for. Suddenly, he becomes suspicious of a guy on the phone. He goes over to him and searches through his bag. Colter is looking for something specific. Colter notices a woman has a bag from an army medical center. He goes up to talk to her about it. He asks her about the letters on the patch. She tells him it stands for Air Force. The N stands for Nellis Air Force Base. Colter asks her for her phone to make a call. He calls Nellis Air Force Base directly. He asks for Dr. Rutledge specifically. Colter tells the operator his real name. He says Captain Colter Stevens is calling for him. Christina finds him with important news. She tells him about the friend he asked her to search for. The friend he asked her to look for is dead. He was killed in action 2 months ago. Suddenly, Colter has some memories from Afghanistan. He hears Goodwin's voice again in his head. She's taking him through the mnemonic exercises. When he wakes up in the capsule, he asks immediately. He asks Goodwin if he's dead. He tells her he found an article online. The article said just that about him. It also said his father received a medal for him. She tells him he needs to focus on the train. She insists everything else is irrelevant now. Colter insists to know the truth about himself. Goodwin tells him part of the truth finally. She says part of his brain is still active, but his body is just a manifestation. Colter asks if he's imagining the capsule too. He asks if he's imagining he's in the capsule. The thing begins to fall apart around him. Goodwin confirms that the capsule is also a manifestation. She doesn't tell him where his actual body is. Rutledge intervenes in the conversation. He says they need to send him back immediately. They need him back to the train now. He must prevent another attack from happening. Colter still doesn't agree with how source code works. He tells Rutledge he called him from the train. The doctor tells him he didn't receive that call. If he did, it would have been a different reality. The Rutledge receiving that call would be different entirely. Colter needs more convincing about the ethics, so the doctor tells him about the project. The project was sanctioned by a military court. Furthermore, he tells the Air Force captain something. Many other soldiers would love this opportunity. It's more preferable than death itself. They could continue serving their country. Colter's retort to that statement is powerful. He says for many soldiers, one death is service enough. Rutledge promises him something important. He promises to let him die if he finishes. He'll let him die if he finishes the mission. Before sending him back, Rutledge makes a statement. He says 2 million Americans depend on them. If Colter doesn't value his own life, he should value theirs. Then Rutledge proceeds to take Colter back repeatedly. He sends him back on the train over and over. There's no rest period in between attempts. He tells the soldier they'll keep doing it. They'll keep doing it until he finds the bomber. Colter says that he can't do it anymore. Rutledge manipulates him into getting what he needs. He plays a recording of Colter's father. It's an interview his father gave after he died. His father feels sorry they never really understood each other. Colter tells Rutledge to send him back in immediately. Colter is back on the train with new determination. He goes straight for the gun first. Then he quickly locates the bomb. He takes the detonator phone out from the bomb. Colter calls the only phone number in its call log. A man answers as Colter moves through the train. He tells Colter to turn around right now, but the man in front of him hears and turns. Colter sits next to him and threatens him with the gun. He says the man can't kill anyone. The man swears he was talking to his wife. So Colter makes him call the phone again. Suddenly, another phone rings somewhere else. Colter apologizes to the innocent man. Colter hears the phone ringing outside the train. He follows after the guy who has it. He sees him putting his wallet back on the train. Colter finally knows his name now, Derek Frost. The train doors close before he can follow, so he opens it with the emergency handle. Colter jumps off the moving train quickly. He can go after Derek Frost now. Colter sees him getting into a white van. He goes up to confront him directly. Colter shows Derek the detonator phone, but Derek pretends he doesn't recognize it. He shows him the second bomb inside the van. Colter inspects the bomb carefully. He asks Derek where his next target is. Suddenly, Christina shows up at the scene. Derek pulls out a gun and shoots them both. So Derek gives him the whole speech. He explains why he's doing all of this. His explanation is that the world is hell. He says it needs to be rebuilt from scratch. For the world to be rebuilt, it needs to be destroyed first. Derek gets in the van and leaves them there. The bomb in the train explodes regardless of everything. When Colter transitions back to the capsule, he sees something. He sees the images from before more clearly now. Immediately as he comes back, he tells them. He tells Goodwin and Rutledge about the bomber. He describes the van Derek went into. Colter confirms that the second bomb is radioactive. Rutledge and Goodwin congratulate him on his success. They say his mission is now over. Before they leave him, he asks for something. He asks to be sent back to try saving people. He wants to save them before he dies. Meanwhile, the army arrests Derek Frost. They arrest him before he can detonate the second bomb. Rutledge gets validation from his superiors. They praise him for his project's success. Goodwin returns to talk to Colter alone. He talks about possibilities of parallel realities. He wonders what different versions of people might be like. Goodwin explains what he really saw. He only saw shadows or after images of people. These were shadows of people who died on the train. She tells him he can't alter the past, but Colter insists that there was something. There was a failsafe on the explosive he didn't see before. He insists that she's wrong about everything. Colter pleads with her to send him back. He wants to go back without approval. Then she should switch him off permanently. Goodwin has some trouble deciding what to do, but she still does it for him. She tells him something at the end. At the end of his source code, she will terminate him. She'll terminate his life support completely. Colter tells her he'll save Christina. She wishes him good luck on his final mission. Colter is back on the train for the last time. He asks Christina out for coffee, immediately. She very gladly accepts his invitation. Colter asks her to give him a few minutes. He says he needs a few minutes to save the world. Colter instantly goes toward the bomb. He takes out the first and second detonators. Then he passes by Derek on the train. He steals the conductor's handcuffs quietly. While the source code is active, Rutledge gets news. He gets more good reviews from his superiors. Goodwin walks into his office determinedly. Rutledge tells her to do something. He tells her to wipe Colter's memory completely. She should prepare him for a new source code. Rutledge has no intention to let him die. This is completely against Goodwin's approval. Back on the train, Colter finds Derek. He stops Derek from going out of the train. Colter cuffs him to a bar securely. He shows Derek the detonator phone. Colter calls the police immediately. He tells them everything about Derek. He tells them about the radioactive bomb in the van. Colter takes Derek's phone and leaves him there. He sends an email to Goodwin from Derek's phone. Then Colter calls his father. Colter tells his dad he's a friend of his son. He says before Colter died, he wanted to say something. He wanted to say that he was sorry. Meanwhile, Goodwin goes to where they're keeping his body. She opens the chamber to see him. She sees the terrible state that he's in. Colter's dad tells him something through the phone. He says he wishes he told Colter he loved him. Colter goes back to Christina on the train. Rutledge gets a call that Goodwin is with Colter. He asks for MPs to join him at Colter's chamber. Rutledge tries to unlock the door urgently. Goodwin waits for Colter's 8 minutes to run out. On the train, Colter asks Christina a question. He asks what she would do with less than a minute. Christina says she would make those seconds count. Colter leans in and kisses her passionately. Goodwin switches Colter's life support off. The MPs run inside the chamber. They only see Colter's dead body. Back on the train, the explosion never happens. Everything continues normally without the bomb. Colter says that everything is going to be okay. He and Christina take a walk together. They walk to the famous Chicago bean sculpture. Colter realizes something about his visions. The visions he had when transitioning were of this moment. This exact moment with Christina at the bean. And the movie ends here. If you enjoyed it, kindly like and subscribe to this channel to keep us motivated. Thanks for watching.